Hi everyone, welcome to today's live feed. Now, today is the 4th of July, for the 4th of July only, and the first 100 people who are new to Save Our Sleep and watching this, you don't have to be new, but if you would like a 10% discount on your shopping cart, put in the promotion code July. We've never done this before, but we really want to help people at this time of year to get their babies sleeping safely and soundly all night, every night. So we're doing a 10% off everything store-wide, including sale items. And to get this offer, please pop July in your promotion code. So go right through to the shopping cart and pop July in. You cannot also take free shipping. You have to pay shipping, but pop July in and don't take free shipping and get 10% off. Now, the reason I'm doing another live feed on the bedding guide is, at this time of year, it's really, really dangerous. Babies get cold. Or may flip to their tummies. Tummy sleeping is dangerous. Lots of people are confused about the cot setup and how to cocoon a baby. So I thought, it's been a few months since I did a total bedding guide. So I'm going to do a bedding guide from scratch to help you out. Now remember, you can get the 10% discount for today or the first 100 customers only by putting in the promotion code July. Now when somebody comes to me, the first thing we do is talk about the cot. This is a mini crib. This is a small cot. Even with a full-size cot, we like to have your baby sleeping in a full-size cot or a mini crib like this. I no longer recommend bassinets or Moses baskets or like cocoons that go inside cots or safety straps. They, as far as I'm concerned, are unsafe. They restrict the baby's movement, and they also can cause air restriction, which is linked to SIDS or SUDI, the sudden unexpected death of an infant, or SIDS, which is sudden infant death syndrome. Now, what we need to look for is a cot with slats the whole way round. So you want slats on all four sides. This is the best place for your baby to sleep, a cot or a mini crib with slats on all four sides. If you have a cot with one or two closed ends, what you need to do is make sure you put the closed end against a wall so you have the airflow out in the room. If you were to put a cot with a closed end here and a closed end here against a wall, you would now have two closed ends and one closed wall, which gives you no airflow. So ideally you want a cot with slats the full way round. However, if you have got a closed end, make sure the closed end is against a wall so that there's lots of airflow on the other two sides. Now the next important thing is a mattress. Now I have found mattresses on the market in Australia to be a very, very poor standard. So I created my own mattress for the mini crib, and then because people love the mattress for the mini crib, we ended up making mattresses for cots. The mattress is really, really important. You want to be able to push your hand against the mattress and not be able to feel the springs. You want to not be able to see your handprint when you push your hand against the mattress. You basically want an adult mattress cut down in size for your baby. The mattress is much more important than the cot. All cots in Australia, sold in Australia and in Europe, Ireland, UK, have passed safety standards. The mattress could be something which hasn't passed a standard. There is not compulsory standards on mattresses. So the mattress is really important. I would say put your money into the mattress, not the cot. You could get a second-hand cot, you could buy a cot from IKEA, but put your money into your mattress. So that's your mattress. The next thing we look at is the mattress protector. Now I'm a big fan on saving money where you can. So with the mini crib, I could make mattress protectors to fit the mini crib. I only recommend this Bambi mattress protector. There's branded Save Our Sleep. We contacted Bambi, we asked them to make them for us and brand them Save Our Sleep. There are other mattress protectors made by Bambi which aren't exactly like this one. This one is 100% cotton and it does not cause babies to sweat. We have tried other 100% cotton mattress protectors and they do cause babies to sweat. So this is the only mattress protector I recommend. Now you don't need to buy one in the size for the mini crib, we wrap it. So we take the full cot size mattress protector and we wrap the mini crib mattress in it like so. So this saves you on money because you don't have to go out and buy mattress protectors for small products. You just use the big one and you wrap it like so. So this is how I do the mattress protector for the mini crib. I put it on like so. So now I have a firm mattress, inner spring mattress for my mini crib. I have the bedding guide, which I've linked to at the beginning of this. And so the bedding guide is linked to, I can't find my fitted sheet, which was here earlier. Anybody know where the fitted sheet is? There are girls here that I'm talking to. We're going to pretend there's a fitted sheet. So the next thing you do is put the fitted sheet on, but our fitted sheet has vanished. Maybe someone's borrowed it for their baby. So we have the bedding guide, which I linked to at the beginning of this feed. It explains you have your mattress protector. If you cannot afford a mattress protector, we've got 10% off today with the promotion code July. Only today, the 4th of July. If you cannot afford the mattress protector, please use a cotton towel. Now, I will take questions on the subject of the bedding guide. If you have questions about the bedding guide, please pop them up now, but I'm not taking any other questions. Now, this mattress obviously goes into the... Oh, I dropped the baby. Glad it wasn't a real baby. This mattress goes into the cot like so, and you need to make sure that there's no gaps. So you need to make sure that there's no big gaps where your mattress goes into the cot. It should fit very firmly around the sides, and there can be a bit of a gap in the corners, but not too big. I'm going to take the mattress out to make it easier for you to see what we're doing. Now, in the bedding guide, which is linked to, it says that the baby needs to be in a bodysuit, which looks like, if your baby is wrapped, you would use a bodysuit like this, with short sleeves, or like this. If your baby is no longer wrapped, you would use a bodysuit with long sleeves like this. That is explained in the guide. Then your baby needs to be in a baby grow, which looks something like this. There's a lovely star one by Pure Baby on this baby. So we're going to say that this baby's over 8 weeks. At over 8 weeks, we're going to put the baby in a safe sleeping bag. So this is a safe sleeping bag. You've got to be very careful with these. People would have seen in other feeds that I've done, some safe sleeping bags on the market I can actually fit over my head because they're made of jersey. We don't like sleeping bags that are made of jersey because they can stretch and I can put them over my head as an adult. We don't like sleeping bags with shoulder poppers because if your child stands on it, if they get up in the middle of the night and stand on it when they're a toddler, they can pop the buttons open and then be in the cot with a quilt, which is very dangerous. We don't like sleeping bags with side zips because older generations like to put babies on their tummies, and we have found that side zips encourage this, which is explained in the bedding guide. So safe sleeping bag, because this baby's over 10 weeks. We put the safe sleeping bag on the baby like this. We put the arms out. The sleeping bag always looks very, very big on a little baby. This is our 2 to 8 month sleeping bag. It always looks very big on a little baby, but when you wrap over the top, etc., it starts to look of a better fit. Now, let's find the little wrap. So we have two wraps in 2 sizes. So over the sleeping bag, we would put a wrap in a wrap. So this is the small wrap. And then we have a much larger wrap. This is our new grey colour. And so we have a much larger wrap, which is this one. Because this baby's only 8 weeks, we're going to use the small wrap today. So with the wrap, you put the wrap down like so. Now some people say that they've got this wrap but the baby can get out of it. That's normally because your baby is cold. If your baby's getting out of the wrap, we would think that they're cold and we would encourage you to look at the bedding guide and use more bedding. So there's a wrap inside a wrap. It's why it's called the wrap in a wrap. You take it and you pull it very tightly over your baby's arms like this. If anyone has a question about what I'm doing, please ask. You take the other arm and you wrap like this very firmly, pull very firmly over your baby's chest. Then we take this side and again, very firmly over your baby's chest. And this goes onto the baby's bum. And then you do the same with this side. What's really good about this is everyone in your household who minds your baby can wrap the same way. Now what's also good is these wraps are hip friendly. Your baby can move its legs in the wrap. It doesn't restrict your baby's hip movement. These sleeping bags can be used over a hip brace. That's why we've got the balloon shape. Now, so with this baby who's over 8 weeks old, we put the baby You put their feet at the end of the cot like so. Imagine this is in the cot. You don't put the sleeping bag like this. If you put the sleeping bag like this, your baby's going to get too warm. We pop the sleeping bag under the baby, like so. Imagine that's in the cot, so that's going to be up like that. Now, in the bedding guide, we then say that you put a sheet folded in two. Now, if you're using a bassinet, it's all right to fold the sheet into four. It's not going to make any difference. Why do we use the sheet? We use the sheet because it protects the blankets from babies vomiting, and it also protects the blanket from it becoming a comforter, because you would prefer your baby to get addicted to the sheet as a comforter, not the blankets, because the blankets are very hard to carry around if they decide to use them rather than a comforter. Every baby finds something to fall asleep with. Every baby finds a comforter of some sort. I recommend the little Save Our Sleep comforters. Who moved the bats? I'm the second person to trip over the bats. We need to move them. I recommend a comforter like so. This is one of our new elephants. You put it near your baby's face, but not on your baby's face, near enough that they can smell it. You put it down your top so it smells of you, and then you put it near your baby in the cot so they can see it and they can smell it. But with a baby of 8 weeks, you don't put it right against them, you just put it near them so they can see it and smell it. I recommend a comforter like that. With the sheets, I don't recommend tucking in, I recommend cocooning. Cocooning is done like this. Lots and lots of you contact us about cocooning. Cocooning is done like this. You put the sheet on and then you push it in around the baby. I do not recommend tucking in, and I'll explain why in a minute. With the baby in, these are our new silver blankets. Remember, if anyone's been eyeing these up, we've got 10% off today with the promotion code July. That's today, the 4th of July 2017 is the only day that we're doing the 10% off, or the first 100 customers. So, in the bedding guide, I say to put from anything from 5 to 12 layers on your baby. We're going to do 12 layers on the baby today. We're going to pretend we're in Victoria and it's 20 degrees and we're going to do 12 layers. So you take your blanket, they're very thin cotton blankets, you can see through them. You take your blanket and fold it once, which gives you 2 layers, and then you fold it twice, a second time, which gives you 4 layers. And then you pop this on your baby in the cot, as so. Again, I don't tuck in, so that's given you 4 layers. And then if we do a white one and we do the same, we folded it twice, we've now got 8 layers. So that's given us 8 layers. And then we do it with this bamboo blanket. The bamboo blankets are beautiful, they're very weighted, very heavy. I think babies like the weight of the bedding rather than the warmth of the bedding. So any blankets with bamboo in them are really good. If you go to Target or even Country Road and you buy a blanket, it's not going to be as weighted or as warm because of the TOG rating. So they might be cheaper. So you might go to Target and get a blanket for $20, and then you look at my blankets, which are $45, and you might think the Target ones are cheaper, but you'd actually need 6 Target ones to be equivalent to one of the Save Our Sleep ones. So this is a bamboo one, which is very heavy. Any questions, please ask them and I'll answer them, but I don't think anyone has any questions at this point. So that is now your 12 layers of blankets. This is a beautiful, pretty one that goes on the top and it's nice and heavy. We've put the sheet over like this, and then we take our hands and we do this to cocoon the baby. The reason for this is, if you cocoon the baby, no cold air can get down the sides of your baby. So no cold air gets down the sides. If you tuck the blankets in like this, cold air is going to get down here and make your baby cold. If you tuck the blankets in and your baby gets cold, your baby will roll to their tummy. If a baby is big enough to roll, when they get cold, they will roll to their tummy. If you've now got the blankets tucked in, your baby is trapped on their tummy and they can't move. If you take the same baby and cocoon the blankets, 2 things happen. One, if I turn it this way, you might be able to see, 2 things happen. One is no cold air goes down, and secondly, if the baby did get cold and decide to roll, they're going to roll with their bedding, so they'll come out of the bedding. So they'll roll, and then they might roll back. So they'll end up out of their bedding. If their bedding ended up going over them, because it is cotton and bamboo, it's breathable, it's not ideal, but if it did go over them, they're not going to suffocate like they would do with polyester bedding. So that's the bedding guide. If anybody has any questions.
Leanne has asked, if the temperature is 23, do you go with 22 or 24?
If the bedroom is 23 degrees, it's not really do you go with this, do you go with that. It would depend whether the bedroom is warm to 23. We would only ever warm to 20. If it's cool to 23, that would actually probably be too cold for a baby if you're using air conditioning. So you need to look at your baby. So if the room is cool to 23, you need to watch your baby. Watch for signs of them being cold. If they're cold, they're going to wake about the same time every night. If they're hungry, the wake time is going to adjust to different times every night. If you've warmed the room to 23, I would turn your heater down a bit. But there's not an exact science to what you use at what temperature you watch your baby. So yes, at 23, if you're starting with the room at 23, I would go with the 22 degree bedding. But you need to add and remove layers depending on if your child wakes or not. So it's not an exact science of exactly what temperature the chart says, because you need to add or remove blankets depending on what your baby does during the night, which is explained in the guide.
Monica has asked, if the baby gets too hot and sweats, then when you take layers off, will they get cold because of the sweating?
If your baby gets too hot and sweats, she's asked, if you take layers off, will they get cold? When you say too hot and sweats, I would be looking at your mattress protector, and I would be looking at what they're dressed in and make sure it's 100% cotton. If you take layers off and they have been sweating, yes, the chances are they will get cold. So if your baby has been sweating a lot, I would get them up, check they don't have a temperature, and change them into dry clothes so that they don't get cold, and then use less bedding the following night. But that's only if they're sort of dripping in sweat, which is obviously dangerous. If they're only a tiny bit clammy, then I would not be worrying about getting them up and changing them. Okay, so that's all the questions. Right, remember, today only, you can use the 10% code by putting July in if you need any bedding. And I'll take another live feed maybe tomorrow with some more questions on other subjects. Okay, thanks, bye.